Alrighty, folks. Good morning, good afternoon. Bell work is up. Make sure that after we are done with this bell work, we are turning it in. Number one, what is the name of the peninsula where the Reconquista took place? This was on yesterday's bell work, so we should already have it. Iberian Peninsula. What was the name of the group of Muslims who invaded Spain from Africa? Moors. What does the name Reconquista mean? That is in your notes, but if you want to summarize in your own words, basically a war, long 700-year war between Christians and Muslims to try and get what is modern-day Spain back. So however you want to write that is fine, and then explain how the Crusades and Reconquista were similar. Muslims and Christians fighting again over land and territory. All right, moving on. We are going to do a quick review again. This green is area of land that is owned by the Muslims. So this is 756. Once we start seeing different colors, that's going to be land that has been taken over by Christian kingdoms. 940, 100 years later, a little bit more. 100 years later, a little bit more. 100 years later, a little bit more. 40 years later, and 200 years after that, 1492. All right, so again, we went over this yesterday. Reconquista was 770-year conflict between the Spanish and Portuguese Christian kingdoms and the Islamic Moors. The goal was to reconquer the Iberian Peninsula. All right, we should watch that video yesterday. What was the goal? We talked about... All right, so before you probably already turned your bell work in, so never mind. But looking at this picture here, I'm going to try and do something a little fancy here. Hold on. Let's zoom up on this. And we've got the old lady, or do we have the young, old, pretty? We've probably seen this picture before, right? Different people see different stuff. So how would you describe the woman in the picture? Is she young, pretty, old? I see old, but it goes back to the whole, is the dress black? Is the dress blue? Is the dress yellow and gold? I don't know if y'all remember that, but you probably remember last year. Gosh, what was that sound thing? Lonnie or Laurel, Lonnie. Oh, man. Oh, drove everyone nuts, right? So, what is this a picture of? I can't remember what this one was. Is it two? Oh, yeah. I see two faces. Maybe y'all do too. Today's objective, just like most of you saw only one image in the opening pictures, many people in the Middle Ages Europe viewed the answers about the world through the lens of either reason or faith. So, let's stop right there. Some people said, how do you explain different things? Like how the universe was here, how things work in the universe. Some people say, well, it's easy. God did it, and I have faith in that. Other people say, okay, that's fine, you have faith, but there's no reason, there's no evidence behind that. Today we're going to look at a guy who says, the one man who taught that both faith and reason can work together. All right, this is Thomas Aquinas. So who was Thomas Aquinas? What did he believe about faith? And he said that there was a natural law. What did he mean by that? All right, ancient books found. When knights returned from the Crusades in the Middle East, they brought back many things such as compass, spices, glass, more knowledge on how to make better maps and ships. They also returned with writings from ancient philosophers that have been long forgotten. We're talking Aristotle, Plato, Socrates. The law is reason free from passion. Socrates, the highest form of human excellence is to question oneself and others. Meaning, don't just believe everything that someone says, question everything. Aristotle thought that you should use reason to govern their lives. He said that you should use facts to figure out new facts. But what about faith? All right, so read in your textbook, page 270. So I should see books out. And once you're done, you copy these notes down again. These will be in Play Pause It. All right, so again, who was Thomas Aquinas? Title is Thomas Aquinas, Faith and Reason and Natural Law. Which ideas should be proven by reason and which should be left up to faith? Thomas Aquinas thought faith and reason work together. In Summa Theologica, Thomas Aquinas used reason and rational thought to prove Christian beliefs and the existence of God, saying that you can be a Christian, you can believe in God, and also believe in reason. All right. He also had what is called natural law, thought that all people have certain basic rights given to them by natural law. So, write down natural law: right to live, right to learn, right to worship, right to marry. So when you are born, you have these natural laws. You should not have to earn them. This is what Thomas Aquinas believed in. So your assignment today, and we'll kind of walk through this together. Well, I'm going to show you some quotes. Read each of the quotes. Choose which Thomas Aquinas would agree with. In the space between each quote, explain why you think he will agree with it. So I will figure out some way to put this on Play Pause It. So first quote: faith and reason are like two wings on which the human spirit rises to the contemplation of truth. Agree or disagree? Yes. Saying he would agree with it. Faith and reason are like two wings on which the human spirit rises to the contemplation of truth. The way to see by faith is to shut the eye of reason. Agree, disagree? No. All right? Because this is saying that reason, you have to shut your eye to reason if you want to see by faith. So that would mean they're not going together. Reason is not necessary for faith. Agree, disagree? No. All right? Reason is our soul's left hand. Faith is her right. Yes, showing that these two can work together. I do not feel obliged to believe that the same God who has endowed, given us with some sense, reason, and intellect has intended us to forgo their use. Agree or disagree? Yes, saying that if God gave us these abilities, then you should be able to use them. All right? He wouldn't give them to us if we weren't going to use them. Individual that pursues the path of reason has no need for faith. The person that follows the path of faith does not also pursue the path of reason. No. All right, this is saying that these two are not connected. All right, again, your vocab, make sure you're catching up on these, folks, and we will have some sort of vocab assignment later next week. Happy Friday. Make sure you are complete with make sure you're finished with all of the play posits from this week, as I will be checking those, and your writing assignment and any other things that are not done. All right? Once you finish, you are working on anything you are not finished with. And if you have any questions, raise your hand. Should not hear you.